Good day, and welcome to the One Piece Farm YouTube channel. I'm Marco,
And I'm Jawa.
and today we will be talking about Zehahaha, Blackbeard himself.
Yep. Main man, Yonko stuff.
So talking about his devil fruit,
Yep.
his devil fruits, plural, because he has two now. And then maybe we have a couple little bonus things in there.
Yeah, so we'll just be going through a bunch of different theories about his devil fruits and stuff, his powers, and seeing how that all, what people have to say.
There's a lot to get through because the One Piece Farm has been busy.
Yeah, it's
Busy
picked up a lot. Yeah, exactly. All right.
I'll let you pick the first theory.
Okay, so this one is going to be Blackbeard is a Cerberus. This was posted in 2013, and the poster said that they found this on the internet. So we can't really be sure where this originated from. But yeah, it wasn't here. Anyway, so it's pretty long, but the general idea is Blackbeard has eaten a mythical zone fruit called the Cerberus, which is a three-headed dog. And using that fruit, he's able to eat the Whitebeard's fruit, the Guruguru no Mi, and he's had the Yami Yami no Mi. And then the third fruit is the Cerberus fruit itself. So he's got three fruits going right now, one for each dog head.
Yeah. I think they use it to explain the that famous abnormal body structure.
Yeah, that
for as well.
Yeah, that line is very common. Sorry, go.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's in this write-up of the theory in particular, but I've seen people on the internet where this theory is from cite when Luffy and Zoro met Blackbeard in Jawa, and when they're walking away and they say, and Nami says something like, aren't you going to say anything to him? And I've forgotten who it was. I think it was Luffy that said, not him, them.
Yeah, no, and it was Luffy and Zoro. It was like not him, but they or something like that. Yeah, but definitely, and like other translations will just explicitly say he's more than one person.
Yeah.
So it's pretty clear in that. But yeah. Sorry. We have the evidence, like it starts by going into a lot of detail about like the different kind of zone fruits and stuff. He also uses Shanks's scar as a piece of evidence, because most people would have thought that it was his natural claw weapon.
Yeah.
But this theorist is like, because that claw weapon had 4 lines and Shanks's scar had 3, so they figure it wasn't that weapon, it was just his dog form that did it.
Yeah, I mean, this theory is kind of it's been around for a while.
Yep.
A lot of people have said a lot of things, and there are variants of it. This idea that he's essentially more than one entity, or has more than one thing that lets him have a devil fruit. And another theory, it's similar, but it's completely different in terms of like what's actually letting him eat the multiple devil fruits, and that's by Admiral Ryokugyu, Econo Times published theorist, who he does mention the Cerberus theory in his when he's talking about it, but he goes for a different angle, and that's that Blackbeard has 2 brothers, and he has absorbed them, and they essentially live in his darkness. So he ate the Yami Yami no Mi. He leaves. He absorbs his brothers, and then the hand that's absorbed the Guruguru no Mi essentially is not his hand; it's one of his brother's hands. And along the lines of like the evidence he has is the fact that his outward appearance keeps changing. So his teeth are one of them. So sometimes he's missing teeth, sometimes he's not. So he's using that as it's not the same person. It's a different person, and I believe you had quite a lot to say about this theory, Jawa.
I did. I sort of put all of them, like you said, like the many people in one sort of theories. I sort of put them in their own box because a lot of them can be answered the same way. I do like this theory though because it sort of uses a lot of source material, like actual pirate stories. He mentions the three Redbeard brothers, which is like where he gets the idea of triplets, and how one of Blackbeard's newer pirate members, the Katarina chick, is based off one of the characters from that story. So like there's a thing, and also the flag has 3 heads, so one for each brother. So there is a lot of evidence around it. I guess for me, like I don't really subscribe to those theories. Like Cerberus, I don't think is correct at all. I do think it makes more sense, like that Shanks was just scratched by like Blackbeard's weapon.
Yeah,
I think. I'm a bit biased though because I have my own theory on it. But just in general, I find a fair few problems with many people in one theories. Like, for one thing, there's just been no hint that it could happen, and a lot of the technicalities sort of around how these things would operate just are very heavily brushed over by the theorists. Like I'm trying to just find out where because I wrote them all down somewhere. Like one of them, for example, if he's 3 triplets, then like how are there 3 triplets just in one single body? Like it just needs a lot of like it has no setup for it to work.
I think I did say something like that when I responded to it, is that to actually hold 2 people in a void of darkness puts those 2 people in a lot of danger. As well like, as how do you get 2 people to be like, hey, we'll just chill in the void for a few hours.
Like I don't know, I think just in terms of the details, it's just there's a lot that's lacking. This theory got published somewhere. It got on like what did it get published on? Some page, some website.
Yeah, no, it did get. Oh no, it wasn't this one that got published of his. It was another one of his.
No, it was 2. No, it was this one as well. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, it was published in. I think it starts with a K. What was that Japanese news thing that starts with a K?
Oh, Kotaku.
Yeah, that one. It's published there.
Oh, is it? Shit.
Yeah. I'll see if I can find the link for it.
Congratulations, Admiral Ryokugyu.
Yeah, he's got 2 of his theories published now. It's hectic.
Yeah, deviating from the video, just a congrats for our boy.
Yeah, true. Deserves it.
Yeah, see, the one thing I do like about this, as the many people in one theory, is that it explains why he went so far to get the Yami Yami no Mi. Because with the Cerberus one, it can essentially be any other 2 devil fruits that he takes, and it doesn't really matter all that much because he's slots. Whereas this one, he needs to have this fruit to take the 2 brothers in, so they can take fruit each. Even though it is a really impractical way of doing things, because he could just have his brothers outside doing their thing.
Yeah. Like it does a good job of explaining that. Because not many others can explain sort of why the darkness fruit is so necessary, like that are of this. Like the Cerberus theory, for example, it doesn't really explain like why would he bother with the darkness fruit, because it's like sort of useful that it can absorb other devil fruit powers and nullify them temporarily, but like we have hockey for that, so
Yeah.
like it's not really that much of a big thing. But as far as the like many people in one theory go, this one does a really good job of explaining that one point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess that's that theory. Anything else you
Yeah.
want to add?
No, I'm pretty happy with that one. Next up, Yuuzume.
Okay.
That's it's kind of a many people in one theory, but it's kind of not at the same time.
This one has a lot of like technical information,
Yeah.
which we probably won't go through now. But he
Yeah.
explains DNA a lot. Like basically, this theorist has said that that the way devil fruits work very heavily just revolves around DNA, like lineage factors, like Law mentioned, and Vegapunk stuff. So he tries to put together like a sort of explanation about how eating a devil fruit will alter your DNA.
Yeah.
And sort of that's how like smiles and stuff work. And then he will explain that so we have like DNA chimeras, which are like you have different sets of DNA, and that Blackbeard potentially absorbed either like a twin in the womb or some of his mother's cells.
Yeah.
And he has two sets of DNA, and that's how he can use the Yami Yami no Mi to like suck out the DNA from from Whitebeard, sorry. And yeah, and then you put it on his own second set. So what do you think of this one?
So I did like it. Like I remember all the stuff that I said about it was all really kind of small picky things. The one he did explain it. The one thing I had with it is that in the context of the One Piece universe, like his actual ability to find out that he's got two sets of DNA was probably my biggest thing, because even though there's all like the kind of hints, like his teeth are different, like they change positions a lot. It's not like there's no way he sees that and goes, "Hey, I've got an extra set of DNA in there somewhere." And
then from there
DNA
makes the other leap. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. And then the other thing is that DNA in One Piece is still it's a revolutionary concept, because it's only really Vegapunk, Judge, and Caesar Clown that are doing anything.
Yeah.
It's not like widely accessible information. I think he did refute it, but I've forgotten how. But that's the only thing that like I doesn't quite fit in. But otherwise, the actual explanation of DNA is solid. Like from a biology perspective, everything's right. The way he suggests that he uses the second set of DNA as well to suck out Whitebeard's fruit and basically overwrite his second set of DNA with a DNA set that contains Guruguru no Mi powers is good. There's no holes in it. That way, yeah. It's literally just the context in which he's presenting it that's kind of but it's as far as it goes, it's strong, and it's a pretty it's a unique and very science heavy take.
Yeah. I'm fully with you on the context. It does not add up at all. Like the fact that he knows that he has different DNA, and also the fact that like just because he has different DNA, why would that change his teeth and stuff? Like, does that just happen? Like he'll just like one day feel like, oh, I prefer this DNA over this DNA or something.
Yeah.
Because
it doesn't seem to have a pattern though, the way his teeth are altering either. So it could just be that his food's that powerful. It's just sucking his teeth in.
Yeah. And I've always just assumed it was sort of like drawing, not mistakes, but yeah, I guess inconsistencies.
Yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't really connect the teeth as a reliable piece of evidence.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it is definitely something like
Mm.
consider in a different way.
Yeah. Again, the other thing was that it having two sets of DNA. It doesn't kind of add that kind of he has to go for the Yami Yami no Mi, and this is why he spent 25 years or whatever waiting for the fruit. Because if he knows he's got two sets of DNA, it can be any two, almost, because he can eat
Yeah.
another one without consequence. But in the context of his theory, he said this is why he's done it this way, because he knew that he wanted Whitebeard's fruit as well, kinda. So he saw the opportunity and was like, well, yeah, I'll take it. And I don't want to take the risk of actually losing the devil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, so this one kind of bridges us into the sort of second category of Blackbeard having two devil fruit theories. So we've had all the kind of many people in one ones, and now we're kind of getting into the Yami Yami no Mi based explanations. So there are some really kind of brutal ones. So there's cannibalism, there's fake bodies in there. I'm gonna start with the fake body.
We're gonna start with the fake bodies. All right, I'm keen for this one. So
yeah, so this is by McGuint, who I'm a fan of.
I am too.
Fan of. When I say I'm a McGuinn fan, I'm not joking. I'm not like, hey, ha ha ha. Like it's the way it's written is difficult to decipher, and like Jawa only worked this out a few minutes ago before we started recording. That when he says a fake body, it's essentially McGuinn views all the Logia type abilities as being extensions of the user's own body. So Ace's fire or Kizaru's light, it's an extension of their body, and they can control it otherwise. So I guess it almost works like a pseudo awakening in that sense, but because they are the element, they can control it. So when he says a fake body, basically the darkness itself is Blackbeard's fake body. So when in Marineford, when Blackbeard throws the sheet over him and Whitebeard, what he does basically is he creates his so-called fake body, which is basically just a giant void of darkness.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god! And then the words are Blackbeard put Whitebeard inside his body, which Noah rightly pointed out sounds like a crime.
Like, can I just read this one part? So
yeah,
the theory, it's basically 4 questions. It's like, what's a real body? What's a fake body? Can you have like items using the devil fruits? And then it says, what might happen if Whitebeard just died and Blackbeard put him inside his body?
Yeah. Oh.
And like we've only just discovered what he was trying to say now.
Yeah.
But like just reading it, it was very what's the word? I think jarring, maybe.
Yeah.
Confusing.
Kind of wild.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to smuggle Whitebeard across the Mexican border.
He's just got like a statue of himself. It's like his fake body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is though, it's like as weird as it sounds, it's a pretty accurate explanation.
Yeah, like it's a decent theory. Like now that we've deciphered it, I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
So like the idea is, and he actually does a good job of explaining it, right? Because darkness doesn't have any matter. Like there is no elemental darkness.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that he wouldn't be able to like go intangible like the other fruits, but still be
Yeah.
called a Logia.
Yeah.
And then like his explanation is like it's just void, like you say. So
Yeah.
there's no point in it, but he can store other devil fruits in it.
Yeah.
So that's how he gets Whitebeards. And then like after he takes out his elemental darkness body and goes back to his normal form, he still has devil Whitebeard's devil fruit, and like that's the general theory.
Yeah.
But like yeah, it was a trip to read, to say the least.
To quote the man himself, Blackbeard is the darkness.
Yeah, like it's it's very strange.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, as bizarre a start as that was, it is actually very much the base for a lot of Yami Yami no Mi movies.
Yeah,
Like conceptually, anyway. It's just a very how do I put this, unique
Take.
way of expressing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will let you get into your work now.
Okay.
Since it is a Yami Yami no Mi one, is
yeah, mine is. So my general idea is, so I have a very big thing about souls and like how souls work in One Piece, and I think so. I break this up into two threads because I think like they're just so like separate as topics, I guess. So we have souls, and a lot of our questions about souls are answered in Brook. So I think Brook will like, and I won't get through like all the evidence and stuff. And I think I might have mentioned this in an earlier video anyway. But basically, the soul contains the consciousness and the voice, like the awareness of your being is all contained in your soul.
yeah,
And like you can see, like this is like through Brook, like the fact that Brook can still talk like Brook without a voice box, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then the body is like everything else, so just your physical essence, like what you expect a body to be.
Yeah.
And essentially, there's no real room for the mind in this thing. So it's like just soul and body.
Yeah.
So like your body will contain like, as far as like thinking goes, like the idea of like getting hungry, needing to breathe and stuff. That's all in your soul, your body, and your body is where the devil lives.
Yeah.
So if the devil only lives in the body, so that's why like when the body dies, even though the soul doesn't die, like the devil will separate and return back to circulation.
Yeah.
So from this, we can build on to say like reflect this onto Blackbeard, sort of. So when he sucks Ace's fruit out temporarily, he says he can like, what's the word, like yeah, like he can even suck in devil fruit powers. And this is, in my head, I just imagine this is literally sucking like the devil out and like bringing him to the surface.
Yeah.
And I honestly thought that was permanent, like he just sucked the devil out and it's just gone. But of course we know that's not the case. Ace can use his fruit again once the contact is broken. So with that in mind, I think the way he sucked out Ace's fruit temporarily, he just did to Whitebeard, but permanently. So after Whitebeard died, his devil would have started to leave, and the black curtain that was thrown over Whitebeard's body was used to like confuse the devil of the of Whitebeard's fruit that tried to run away to another fruit. And in the process, either he sucked the fruit out of Whitebeard's body itself, or he sucked the fruit out of the air that he had it trapped in. But like that's what the Blackbeard thing did. And because we can now like create sort of entities out of devil fruits and just call them devils, I can say like Blackbeard's devil, like the Yami fruit devil, is stronger than like all the other devils, which is how he can maintain lots of other devils inside him. Because usually, obviously, when we have two devils inside each other, they'll kill the user, but the Yami fruit just prevents that, and that's basically the entire theory.
Yeah. No, when did you originally write this? It was it 2014?
A long time ago. Yeah, 2014, I think.
Yeah, because because a lot of the theories coming out at that time were the Cerberus theory. I saw a variant of the Chimera theory. It was a much more morbid version of Yuuzume's. So like, when this came out, it was very different, and even now, 4 years later, all of it still holds. There's nothing that we've seen that would suggest anything other than what goes on in here. But I think what it really does is it almost makes Blackbeard completely broken in the One Piece sense, like in the sense of power, like in his universe's power scaling, because there's no real limit to how many devils he can hold in the darkness space, and whether he can kind of just in and out. So it also, like, it puts into context like why his crew are going through all this effort to find all these strong fruits.
Yeah, see, that's a big piece of evidence, I think, that works for any theory that says like he can get many devil fruits using the Yami fruit, because why else like would they be hunting strong devil fruit users? Like not devil fruits, but devil fruit users. To me, it's like it would make sense that the means he uses to extract Whitebeard is going to be the same means like to get from other users. So like, it just flows. I can't see that. Like, and many people in one theory needs to do a lot of gymnastics to get around that.
But it's this idea of at the end of the series, when the inevitable Luffy versus Blackbeard fight comes out, and he's just kind of switching between abilities that he's stolen from people.
Yeah,
like that's it's pretty terrifying. I would not want to fight Blackbeard.
I don't know, because it could kind of be a weakness as well.
Yeah.
Like on one hand, because you know, like when you eat a devil fruit, you're obviously immune to any adverse effects. So like Magellan's immune to poison, like even poison that's not from his own devil fruit. Aokiji is immune to cold. So if you have all of those devil fruits combined, you're pretty much immune to just about everything.
Yeah.
But in terms of offense, like you'll have way too many options, so it's like sort of like overload of information.
Yeah.
So like, it wouldn't surprise me if he's a lot more ineffective than he could be.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much that he could do. Like it's just overwhelming him. Though, just sort of to interlude here, I remember there was a theory recently that was sort of an expansion on this, which is just more of a, I guess, a storytelling theory than like a technical one, which is that Blackbeard will go around absorbing everyone's abilities that Luffy had fought previously. So when Luffy fights him at the end, it's like fighting everyone that he's fought before, but like at once.
That'd be pretty. That's ultimate nostalgia.
Yeah, exactly. It's like crocodiles, fruit, and stuff. That'd be pretty hectic.
Yeah. The one thing that you mentioned there was that like, if he takes in too many devil fruits, he's got too many options. That's probably the one thing that's going to limit how many he takes in. If your theory is how it works, is that he'll say these are the powers that I want, or these are the powers that I'm going to use out of the devils that his crew have collected for him, and he'll take the three, and then the others will say, hey, can I have say the Maramarinum, or can I have this one? And then he ends up with a pretty beastly crew of devil fruit users.
Yeah. Lots of people will explain that as the reason he's rounding up the devil fruit users. So like, he'll suck it up, but then give the power to one of his other members. Yeah. Which I guess makes sense and is kind of consistent with what we see from Burgess, but you can easily sort of understand it as Blackbeard wants it, but then realizes like it'd be better if Burgess got it than if no one got it, sort of. Like when things started getting rough. Yeah. I was going to say something I forgot though. Oh
well. The other Yami no Mi theory we have, it's pretty gross. It's by Agilan.
Yeah.
Blackbeard ate Whitebeard's heart with the help of the Yami no Mi. Yeah. Basically, he surmises that devil fruit powers are held in the heart. And basically, the reason that they put so many holes in Whitebeard was so that they could find his heart, and obviously you could take it out and eat it. And then he was helped in that by various people throughout the war. So I forgot his name, but the guy with the spider squad. There you go.
Yeah,
The guy who stabbed
Squad.
him. Yeah.
Yep.
Akainu and Kizaru, they all put a few holes in him. So basically, this kind of hyperfixation on attacking his heart area was deliberate on Oda's part. And then when he puts the thing over, obviously he's doing something gross. So he says that the Yami Yami no Mi, it has the ability to keep the person alive within the void and keep the devil held in, which I think is a pretty common concept throughout all of the theories we've read so far. And he's saying that he used the darkness to keep the devil trapped inside sort of the heart area or inside the heart, and then he took the heart out and ate it while he was under the cloth. And the reason it's covered is because it's gross. And that's mainly the essence of it, yeah. And again, he's saying it had to be the Yami Yami Me because it's his way of ensuring that he keeps the devil there.
Yeah. It's actually really interesting, this theory, because at the time, I was one of the people. So a lot of people were saying, no way this is true because it's too gruesome for One Piece. Like the idea of like cannibalism, it's too much. They wouldn't do it. I was saying this. Lots of other people were saying it, and I was like, pretty good. But then, obviously, in the last couple of years, we've had Bartolomeo, who's a cannibal, and Big Mom, and like Big Mom eating the children is like pretty much like the worst thing you could ever like sort of put into a story. So that's sort of, you know, like that's something that we would have thought, no, that's too far, but obviously it wasn't. So like eating a heart in comparison of a dead person isn't really that bad. So I think it's a bit more likely now in recent times, but I still don't think it's true. I think it's a bit peculiar, I guess. The idea of just munching on someone's just beating heart, and the only reason you'd get a darkness fruit is to keep it alive for that tiny period of time. And that obviously that's been weakened by the recent information that they're killing the devil fruit users before delivering them to Whitebeard, or rather, I shouldn't add my own information. They're just hunting down devil fruit users because they have found a way to take fruit out of dead devil fruit users. So, like, if it works the way that it's mentioned in this theory, then it'd be much more convenient to just keep them alive. So yeah.
No, I agree. I like the interesting thing is he says that it's the power of the fruit that allows him to eat the heart, but it's also the power of the fruit that makes eating it entirely unnecessary and just a bit of a weird fetish.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, because again, this is an old theory. This is a foreign piece theory, so it's 2014.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously at the time, within the context, like it is pushing a pretty huge boundary. One, by implying cannibalism, and two, just the actual nature of what he's written itself. Because I can't remember when Dressrosa was, but I feel like I'm not sure if it's pre Burgess and Dressrosa because I've forgotten.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But it is Dressrosa time-ish, so it's it's either with all that information new to him or just before it all comes out. So it's a kind of gross but really interesting application of stuff that we know.
Yeah. Yeah, like the idea of eating the heart is obviously just mainly supported by the idea of like all of the wounds suffered by Whitebeard, just holes in his torso.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would that be a thing? Like, is there a reason that Oda would just do that in the story? It sort of comes across as random, but I guess, yeah, and like the technicalities of how that worked according to that theory, I just don't think they match up.
Yeah. So we have a completely different take on how the devil fruits have been acquired. It's by Firefist Rekka. And his theory, do you want to go through it or should I?
I can take this one.
Yeah.
So this theory is basically that, yeah, in short, it's that the new devil fruits are just stored in Blackbeard's rings. That's sort of the way that goes. I don't know where the theorist gets the idea of cursed objects. Like, he just sort of throws that in there, and then he just says, because curses and devils are connected to each other. Like, I don't know if you mean sort of in general or, like, specifically in One Piece.
Yeah.
Aside from that, though, I do think the idea of storing devil fruits in objects, because we know objects can have devil fruit powers.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting. Like, and I guess it honestly comes to me across as sort of like why didn't I think of that? Like, that actually makes decent sense.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it comes down to because we only know that Vegapunk is the one who can do that transfer of devil fruit to inanimate object, and the only ones that we've seen so far are zones, because like they come alive, the objects. Though I guess I don't see a reason explicitly why it would have to be the case that it's only zones that can get transferred. So yeah, I think this one's really good because it's sort of a one that's like, oh yeah, it's kind of obvious, like that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I still don't really think it's necessarily true.
Yeah. Now, so the curse thing, again, the curse and the devil connection is kind of iffy, but he cites our boy Rowan Zoro and his cursed blade as like his inspiration for the whole curse ring thing.
Yep.
So
yeah, true.
So as part of it, he says that is it the Sandai Kitetsu, the black one?
Yeah. Oh no, the black one's the Shusui, but like
so
the original one that was like he flipped and was about to chop his arm off all the way back in Loketown, that was the Kitetsu.
Yeah, that one. He's saying that that's what gives Zoro the ability to use Asura. He cites Cavendish potentially having a cursed sword, and that's why he's got Hakuba thing going on. So yeah, in a way, I guess the curse is almost like a life form of itself, which would kind of almost bypass the whole inanimate thing, because there's like a magical thing inside or whatever. But then the issue that it brings up is that how come other people haven't done it?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So
you can take. Sorry, there's a piece of evidence which is used a lot that's thrown around, which is especially used by many people in One theorists about the Gorosei who say that's never been done before. When Blackbeard has 2 devil fruits and they're like shaken, they are shook. And that's used like, oh, if they say it's never been done before, then obviously it's never been done before.
Yeah.
Which I think it's neither here nor there. Like, it's obvious that it's never been done before in their lifetimes. It's never been done before that they know of. But I think it's possible that it's been done before in the One Piece world in general. Because we still don't see anything about Blackbeard that's like, this is a one-of-a-kind thing. Like, even if it's something to do with, like, his weird body, then I can just say, why hasn't there been someone in the past with a weird body like that? Like, why is he special, sort of?
Yeah.
Like, we haven't seen anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in this case though, I do think it's pretty pertinent to say that, like, because cursed objects, cursed rings could be pretty, I guess, not easily come across, but not that uncommon that no one's heard of them before, especially
Yeah.
ones that can suck in devil fruit powers.
Mm.
So yeah, that for me is the biggest stoppage point. So I agree with you there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's really all I have to say about that one. So do we have any more devil fruit ones to do?
Not major ones. Those are all the major ones, but there are a few side ones. Like, I found one that just says that the only way Blackbeard can absorb, like, can use his devil fruit power to the fullest in combat against other devil fruits is if he cops the first hit.
It's interesting.
Just because he always cops the first hit. So it's like, why does he always just let himself get hit first? Even like, because we'll just go into a fight super arrogant, but then immediately just get smashed and start screaming like a little girl.
Yeah.
So it's like, why? Just came across the fake body. Oh, we have the uncle theory.
Yeah. We'll do that one. Just, I guess we should probably summarize all the these multiple devil fruit things. So there's many people in one, Yami Yami no Mi, and cursed objects. So out of those like three kind of subheadings, which do you think is the most plausible of the three?
Look, I mean, my theory is a Yami Yami no Mi one.
Yeah.
And for me, it's still the most likely.
Yeah.
But in recent times, I have started sort of thinking maybe there could be a bit more to the many people in one theories. But yeah, even so, I do see a lot of problems with them. But I think those are the problems that I see are problems that can be by Oda to an extent. It's sort of like with like the way Haki was introduced, he just sort of let that just roll in and just ignored the plot holes. So I can see him just steamrolling over the technical issues that I have and doing it. And it wouldn't be so bad, but I guess, yeah.
Yeah. I'm also a Yami Yami no Mi guy, but I guess I come from a less biased perspective almost, because I've never written a Blackbeard theory.
Yeah, I know. You have to join the club.
No, I have to do it. I'll just do a completely like out of nowhere one.
Straw Hat Zoo.
Yeah. So I mean, the fact that they've gone like they've shown that he can absorb devil fruit powers with his fruit is to me like a big hint. It's got like a neon sign on its forehead saying, "I am a hint." But then it could all be misdirection. There is good evidence for many people as well. It's just that I think the Yami Yami no kind of fit what we know about Blackbeard better.
Yeah.
In that he wanted this fruit in particular, and it's probably not just because it's super strong, because any Logia that comes on, he could have taken. If Marco got his ability, for example, like while they were together, he could have taken that one if he just wanted a good fruit.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, because I don't see the Yami Yami no Mi, because we always hear like Blackbeard spent so long just preparing to get the Yami Yami no Mi.
Yeah.
In terms of what his use of it, if it's not including the absorbing Whitebeard's fruit, I don't see how it's justified that someone like him with his ambition would spend so long getting a fruit that, as far as we know, like Enel's fruit's better, like Kizaru's fruit's better, like, you know.
Yeah. And I guess it almost can explain away the body structure point that a lot of many people in one theories are based off, in that the Yami Yami no Mi itself has given Blackbeard a pretty weird body that just kind of sucks everything in. If you get me. So if you know what the fruit is and what it does, then that's an easy way of explaining that quote away.
Now, the one piece of evidence, though, that can't be easily explained with the Yami Yami no Mi is how Blackbeard is considered they by Luffy and Zoro.
Yeah. That is Yeah, that's the only one. But yeah, no, I do think. I think it's either going to be 50-50, like which one Oda goes with, or somehow he manages to use both.
I have seen a few theories that use both,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm still not convinced his many people in one.
Yeah. So I guess we get on to almost the bonus theory now.
Yep.
If you got this far into the discussion, could Blackbeard be Luffy's uncle?
Hell yeah. So this theory capitalizes on the facts we don't know Luffy's mother or anything about her. So Blackbeard is Luffy's mother's brother, is what this theory would have you believe. And I don't know, it's sort of strange because like because we see it sort of like we know Blackbeard, for example, like he adds a lot of like relationship. For example, the marriage to the dragon or the relationship with dragon wasn't happy with Blackbeard, which is why Blackbeard destroyed Baltigo. And like you're saying, another small theory is Luffy's mother was killed or believed to be killed, maybe fleeing from Dragon or trying to get Luffy back from Dragon. So like a lot of little mini theories in this one that are lots of fun. And also the fact that Blackbeard has never actually physically harmed Luffy, which I don't think is true, is it?
No, I'm pretty sure he fought him in Impel Down.
Yeah. Like he mentions Impel Down too, but he just says, we think about Blackbeard showing up at Impel Down. What if he was not looking for crew members, but looking for his sister?
Yeah, I mean, the actual core idea of Blackbeard being Luffy's uncle it's not impossible because they both bear the name of D.
Yeah.
So all the D's may end up being blood related. So that's easy. But the variations on it are some of them are very strange. So one of them is Luffy's mother was one of the founding members of Roger's crew, which just from a pure chronological standpoint doesn't work because Blackbeard is 40 years old, and we know from Brook again that Roger was a rookie 50 years before our current timeline.
Yep.
So unless she's meeting him from something beyond the grave, just pre-existence, if that's somehow possible, she's a time traveler or something.
From beyond the womb.
Yeah, beyond the womb. Beyond the darkness.
Beyond Blackbeard.
Yeah, like that's weird. Yeah, the Baltigo point is weird because we know he only did it to get Burgess back, and then every other thing he did to Dragon was just a bonus. He didn't seem to have any real personal beef with Dragon. The point of respecting Luffy, I don't know. I think that's just the kind of person he is that he kind of comes across in this way like, hey, you're cool. And then, he shoots you and takes your devil fruit power. Like, even when he was killing Whitebeard, he was saying, you wouldn't hurt your own son, would you?
Yeah.
So, I reckon it's a front, basically.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Yeah. But I think the actual core idea presented is possible. Whether it ends up being true or not is completely different, but Blackbeard and Luffy are pretty much connected by fate. So if that ends up being a blood relation tie as well, then so be it.
Yeah. Yeah, I just sort of enjoyed reading this. I don't think it's true.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's an interesting take, I guess. And if you excuse all the mini theories, then you can sort of get behind this theory almost and be like, yeah, could be interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess that's Blackbeard.
Yeah, there we go. Hopefully,
Yeah.
we've opened your mind a bit to different ideas about Blackbeard. Blah.
Yeah. Hopefully to all the people that have read the theories, that have listened to the stuff we said, hey, but I actually I did a post and I kind of disproved that. Yeah, I mean, we know it's just our thoughts.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not disregarding anything you've written after our responses if both of us have responded.
Yeah.
All the theories that we have read out have had something really good about them, whether it's the actual creativity behind the idea, the presentation of the idea, or like the strength of the idea based on its evidence.
Yeah.
So that like we're not here to just kind of like shit on you and be like, hey, this guy sucks, because you don't suck.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. What should we talk about next?
Yeah.
I guess next time there's a trending topic, we will do it. But yeah, otherwise, I guess till next time, please like the video. The first one we've done in almost a year. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Maybe next year we'll have another video ready. And if you have any Blackbeards, leave a comment, whether it's on the video or on the forum itself. If you're not on the forum, join the forum. We're all nice people. We might read out your theory. We won't suck you into the darkness. Yeah, that's all from me.
Yeah. So me too. So Jawa's out.
Yeah, I'm